What's going on, everybody? Crypto Kid here, coming at you guys again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about DESO, that is Decentralized Social, up over 30% today. It has been a phenomenal last couple of weeks for crypto. Bitcoin is creeping up on $50,000. Ethereum's at 3.4K. We are doing super well. Solana's up to 111. A lot of these smaller altcoins are doing super well. Even Algorand is approaching $1 again. So good across the board, and as time goes on, I think that a lot of these projects that we're talking about are going to have the ability to really see some major gains. Right now, I think that a lot of these coins are capped to just small little pump and dumps, but as time goes on and people start to trust in the market again, a lot of these runs are going to be prolonged, and we're going to start to see multiple green weeks in a row for the same coins, just like we saw in previous bull markets. So market sentiment starting to flip a little bit. Definitely love to see that. But you guys know how these videos go at this point. We're going to start off by just telling you guys more about the coin, and then we're going to branch off into use cases of the crypto, DESO in this case, that we're actually going to be investing in. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and give you guys our personal price prediction. Just a reminder, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. Let's get into it. So what exactly is DESO? Well, it is self-described as a new Layer 1 blockchain built from the ground up to scale decentralized social applications to 1 billion users. So what's going to make DESO stand out from other blockchains is that, of course, like we just mentioned, it is specifically geared for social media. You guys are going to see why this is so important, because other blockchains simply just cannot do what DESO does. All right, so here we go. I'm going to introduce some new terms here. I promise it's going to get a little confusing, but I will clear it up in just a second. Because DESO is not a general purpose blockchain, it's able to kind of narrow its focus to social-oriented features that they can then implement on bare metal using custom indexes, as opposed to a general purpose blockchain that's going to run most of its functions through a virtual machine. So to clear that up, essentially what's going on is that they can build in certain processes and algorithms to do things, handle things such as changing a username in which you have to go ahead and confirm that no one else already has that username. General blockchain is going to have to go through an expensive, complicated route to make sure that nobody else has that username. DESO, since it's geared specifically for social media, is already going to have mechanisms in place to confirm that without having to go through extra costs, and it's not going to have to jump through extra hoops because they've already thought about how to build their tech in a way where it can handle stuff like that super easily. So I hope at this point you guys are starting to see what I'm seeing, in that if social media is going to see some integration with blockchain tech, it at this moment is going to 100% run through DESO. It is so well equipped to handle social media compared to other blockchain platforms. It's not even funny. And this relates a lot to interoperability in what we've talked about in the past, that there's not going to be one sole winner when it comes to these layer ones. I mean, if you guys don't know what the layer ones are, they are basically any blockchain that can host dApps like Solana, Ethereum, Avalanche. Those are some of the popular ones. I'm sure you guys can think of a lot more, like Cardano. These are all of the platforms, and what a lot of these platforms try to do is they don't try to specialize in any one thing. They try to basically be able to handle everything. And as a result, I don't think that they're going to be able to compete with platforms like DESO that are saying, hey, you know what? Social media is our thing, and we're going to knock it out of the park. And I think as more of these start to come up, you're going to want to get in on the ground floor of the ones that look the most promising, because when that part of blockchain begins to be explored, in this case social media, that's the coin that's really going to do well, especially if it has some good use cases like we're about to get into. So another super neat thing we're going to mention before we get into more use cases is that every single person is going to have their own individual coin, and you're going to be able to go ahead and buy and sell this coin for each person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a creator. It could just be a famous figure. Let's say Elon Musk, for example, and let's say that you think he's about to land on Mars. You go ahead, you buy his coin. He does it. His popularity absolutely skyrockets. But then he's caught saying some sort of negative thing that the public doesn't necessarily like, and he goes ahead and loses value. Everyone's selling the coin thinking he's going to lose popularity. So it's a whole nother level of social media that they're going to go ahead and introduce and intertwine money into. So I think that's so interesting of a concept, and creators are going to be able to go ahead and buy their own coins, or they can go ahead and say, hey, I want to earn 10% on every sale of my own coins. So that brings along all these new features. Just something to think about, though. Super cool. So it's my understanding that basically every transaction is going to go through the DESO coin on this platform. So another concept is that when you go ahead and like a photo, you're going to go ahead and give up some of your DESO, and that's going to be converted to a portion of that person's coin who you liked. So let's say you find a creator relatively early, someone with maybe my audience, which is relatively small. Then they go on to gain a bunch of popularity, and a lot of people start trying to buy their coin. Well, by you interacting with them so much earlier on, you essentially get to be a part of their success in a way, which is so neat. And I think I'm already starting to make the connections in my head. Like this is how people are going to want social media to be in the future. So now with a clear use case for DESO, I mean, if it's going to be served as the money of choice on the platform, the more people that start to use it, just like any other crypto that we've talked about this week, the more people in the network, the higher the value of the network. And now if you have 1 billion people that are all trying to get their hands on some DESO to go ahead and be liking photos and interacting and investing in their favorite creators, the value of this crypto is going to skyrocket. And it really might be worth quite a bit someday, and it really might have a lot of value in the future. So now for our own price prediction, with a circulating supply of 82%, which is phenomenal. We're already almost at total supply. We don't have to worry too much about inflation. And then with a market cap that sits at $400 million, a $482 million fully diluted market cap, we can expect a lot of upside from this one. And social media is completely untapped in blockchain, so it's tough to have things to compare it to. We do know that social media is a $36 billion industry. So let's say that it's able to capture 10% of that if all goes just fantastically. And that's not even considering the fact that, money doesn't necessarily make social media go round, whereas in this case, it really would. So it's a whole new market. This would be its own unique concept, but let's just say it captures 10% of social media, which is obviously a high ask, but just like we just said, this is a different kind of social media. That's going to put it at a $3.6 billion market cap, which is almost a 10x from its current price. And I think in this industry, a lot of people like to buy potential, and this one has a lot of it. So in a bull run, I could see this one going even higher. Definitely going to be adding this to my portfolio. Honestly, just on the concept itself, they're really knocking it out of the park, and they're really focusing on a niche super early, which is definitely a big indicator of success in crypto. Love the tech. Love what's going on here at DESO. Let me know in the comments if you guys are going to be taking a look at this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.